You know how much money I saved on that? I'll tell you how much money I saved at least $30,000. You know why? Because in 2011, I had a short sale go bad, and the buyer was pissed, and he knew he couldn't sue, so he filed a bogus complaint against me with the Florida Real Estate Commission because he was accusing me of operating as a realtor without a license, which is a third-degree felony. So the state of Florida spent 2 years investigating me on that. Now, I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong, right? But I still got investigated. I still had to pay an attorney $10,000 to defend me. Well, if I had had to get an attorney to defend me on those three lawsuits, that was a minimum $10,000 each, just as a retainer. I know that I saved at least $30,000 since I've had this trust, based on what I had to pay in 2011, probably more, frankly, 'cause that was 10, over 10 years ago. Prices have gone up. So, do you see now? Is it starting to click with you why you want to stay as low as possible in the weeds on public records? There's no difference. There's no, not difference. There's no comparison. It makes no sense. Now, I'm going to wrap this up here with this one ancillary benefit. And it's for those of you who are unlucky enough to live in a state that has state taxes, where you have to file a tax return for the state every year. You have an additional issue, right? Because you have to pay state tax. Well, remember, these are contract law trusts. They're not required to register with any state of the union. So therefore, you're not paying a dime in state tax with these trusts. I'm in Florida, doesn't matter, we don't have a state tax. Texas, same thing. But other states, yeah, it's a big deal. That's a nice ancillary benefit. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a bonus ancillary benefit right now. A lot of there's a lot of companies out there, including attorneys, that are selling these very sophisticated asset protection strategies, and they entail multiple LLCs with holding companies, shell companies, all that stuff. Well, one thing they don't tell you about, first of all, you have to pay them a lot of money to do this. Secondly, every single entity has to file a tax return. So if you have seven LLCs, holding companies, shell companies, then every single one of them has to file a tax return. You have to pay somebody to do the tax return. Imagine how expensive that is every year. With our trust, you can have all the properties that you own, that your trust owns inside the one trust with one tax return. None of that stuff is necessary. You're saving a boatload of money on that. I know because, I would I would have over 100 or more properties in the pipeline at any given year with all the volume I was doing. And let me tell you something, I got sick and tired of paying thousands of dollars to these accountants every year. And then I would have to, of course, all the fees and setups, all that kind of stuff. It was just insane. So let's just wrap up here. You're barely visible on public records. You have the defense of a porcupine because the spendthrift provision never been sued successfully in 70 years. Attorneys know that. And you also have the other advantage of the fact that there's all those cherry trees out there because people don't know or refuse to use the strategies, and they're going to always go after them. Worst case scenario, I mean, when in doubt, they will always go to the low hanging fruit. Us cacti over here, we're set. We're set. How would it feel like to not have to worry about that stuff anymore? As an investor for 20 plus years, I was constantly concerned about, am I going to get sued? Now I'm not. I'm good. So I'll give you another bonus here. The last bonus. I'm going to wrap this up. We're having a sale, right? My partner and I are having a sale right now on these trusts because I was gone for about 14 months. I had a stroke. Took me that long to get back to the point where I could work, have the energy, be able to get my speech back again, get my left arm working again. And thankfully, thank you God, I'm fine and I'm out here working, but we decided let's commemorate this. Let's make this a big deal. We've kind of been gone from the market. We don't, people may have forgotten about us. We want to come out with a big splash. So for a very limited time, these trusts normally sell for 15 to 18 to $25,000. Okay. They're specialized trusts. You're just not going to go to I don't know what do they call it? Those online companies where you can just set LLCs up on your own or whatever. No, but for a limited time, as part of our promotion, you can get one for $5,500. Pennies in the dollar compared to what normally is that. You can go search. You can find the people that sell them, and they're going to be a lot more than that. Imagine that. I bet you. I mean, think about how much I would have spent on those lawsuits. At least 30,000, maybe 50. And one $5,500 investment one time, and then you never worry about that again. Is it worth it? I think it is. Hopefully, there's people out there this resonates with, and you understand how uh, what an amazing deal that is as well. All right. So if you go onto my profile, there's a link there. Click on it. You'll get more information about how this works, and then you can schedule a free consultation with me or my partner, and we can walk you through your individual situation. So I just want to say thank you for being here. I love it. These lives are awesome. I love to talk and teach, explaining why these things are so good. So I will see you the next time I put some fresh content out there.